a little bit about this photograph here. You're gonna see this. This thing is. This is something I would try. I don't know why sometimes I just choose random cover pages and stuff, but this is the type of thing I drive, even though it's 2023 or whatever, Handbrake, motorcycle transmission, a V8 from the 1800s, right? This is something I would drive these people nuts, have some little loud motorcycle car. That's the kind of weird person I am. But, the world wouldn't put up with it. You know what I mean? The gang stalkers and stuff. Everything here has to be so uniform. You know what I mean? It casts a lot of doubt on heaven, in a sense. It's like you kind of don't want to. I mean, do you really want to live like, hey, iron your shirt, hey, put creases in it, hey, every little thing have, some sort of a consequence or an enforcer over it, No, I'm not into chaos. I'm into order, okay? But what I mean is well, the devil's people are like this, I mean, that's the thing, the devil has chaotic order, I mean, he orders chaos. There's an order to him about all this shit that people do, 1 second everything's quiet, the next everybody's got cut pipes and they're dragging down the street making as much noise as they can and as much chaos. It's an order, but it's still chaos. It's the opposite of God, which would be not chaos. It would be pure order, but still there's this whole satanic petty, henpecking thing going on right now, where every little thing is like, you gotta don't do this, wash your hands like that, walk over here, don't, I mean, just people just constantly, trying to push me around and shit. I'm, going back and forth in the middle of the rain, working on this car, trying to get this thing up and running. And, they come out of the blue and start bothering me. And, a lot of the times, they'll, if it's an intimate, if it's more of like you've got a friend or somebody gang stalking you, or you got a, if they've got insiders on your life, they'll start questioning what they're doing, because look, the truth is, like, nobody wants to be you, right? That's the ultimate thing here, is that you're the scapegoat, you're somebody that they can all put the shame on. You know what I mean? They want to, if they could re-crucify Jesus, they'd do it to all of his children. So they want to kind of like string us up, but they want to do it in sort of a way that makes them look good. They're psychopaths, sociopathic psychopaths, and they believe that in a way, they're judging themselves, and they're making themselves out to be righteous because they're doing this for a reason. And you're so bad that everybody has to gang up on you and do this shit. Now, one thing they don't like is when they don't have that false sense of security. They don't have the reason or the excuse to start pulling shit out. That's when you see them get really crazy. They don't show any restraint when you have no fault, when you're blameless. They just go all in. That's why you have to be careful. You knock one of these mother effers out, and then, or you get in a fight, or something happens and you do something wrong. They're righteous, and they'll pretend, and you're so bad, and we've got to throw you in jail, and how could you? Meanwhile, they're doing everything under the sun. Okay, they're doing all kinds of evil shit, blaspheming, doing all, they're assaulting the character of God night and day, right, in their private lives and stuff. But they'll come up to you and say, why did you do that? Come on, man. Why did you go take that Tylenol? It didn't belong to you. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I mean, first of all, just because you're a psychopath doesn't mean that in a court of law, in a real court, not a kangaroo court, that they would make you the one that is in the right and me in the wrong, when they would see clearly. And for every gang stalker, for every person that gets gang stalked out there, because there's not many, right? Most of my listeners are not, they're bots. They're not even real people. The other majority of them are most of the time, look, it's just Satan. It's just Satan, me, and God. Most of the time, there's a few people there, but other than that, it's just us. So, and also there's a few of my of other gang stalkers, but they're in other states. I don't know them personally. This is just something that I do, but again, I don't do it for the views or anything like that. Um, I do it sometimes in occasions. People have offered me pizza or food or something that'd be great, gas and whatever. But really, what I do this for, I'll tell you why. Because every time I speak a word and I say something and it's coming from God, which I know it is, later on, he pulls the video up for somebody that needs to see it. And then he'll have this thing where he'll make the video say just what that person needs to hear to get them through, like, because he is the living word. So, I mean, look, I'm not going to explain to the Gentiles, I'm not going to explain to Satan's people, or I'm not going to explain to them how all the mechanics of it works, because they'll use it against us. But yes, what I say right now is going to be used years later. I mean, I could die in a year and this could be used years after I'm dead, and it'll be sent to someone who needs it at that very moment. That's a TI that deals with gang stalking, and they'll need to hear it, because they'll have to understand what's exactly happening to them, And I've even thought I may have to write a book. Again, though, in the moment, it's not anyone. It's just me, Satan and his angels, God, a few of the other angels, though they don't seem to care much, but that's it. A few TIs and a bunch of bots. Really, come on, let's be real. It's a bunch of bots that are most of my. Nevertheless, I will say this, and this is for the future, for the TIs out there. You know, don't think of any of this stuff as like, it's just hard not to take it personal, but understand that it's coming from nowhere. It's the people are coming from nowhere, and they're showing up, photographing and looking at you and stuff. What a lot of the times they're doing when they're doing that to you, I mean, don't go crazy or think of it. Most of the time what they're doing is scoping it out, seeing how they could set you up. And then the other time it's just mocking you and trying to scare you. So they're mocking you if you're broken down, or if you're looking kind of shabby or clothes, or they'll come up and say, "What happened to you, man? What happened? What happened to you? You used to be the man. What happened?" It's like, look, I get you need to mock me, but the thing is that it's not a manly thing to do. I'm not aiming at women or anything. I'm just saying this is what some guys would probably say to me. The thing is that what you answer is, look, I'm not part of the world, so I cannot participate. You could send me all these. I mean, listen, you'll get all these motivational, videos popping up on your feed, and you need to go do this, you need to work out, you need to do that. No, you don't understand me. I don't care about none of this crap here. I need to make that very personal to you. I very clearly understand something here. I don't care about it. I don't care about your muscles. I don't care about your milk, the things you drink and eat, and that's healthy for you, and vegetable. I don't care about all that crap. The money, I don't really care about that either. I do need gas money here and there and whatever to get by, but ultimately in this life, I just don't care about anything. And I don't think that that's wrong. It's just that I can't, people don't get that through their head. They think there's something wrong with me. Like I need to care about something. I don't really care about anything. In fact, my happiness would come from sitting and looking at sunsets. I could do that probably for forever, okay, and not get tired of it. I could do that forever. I could be by myself. I'm totally fine with that, okay? What I'm not into is just, having these gang stalkers come up and say, join us, do with us. We're going to fuck you up day and night. But still, come work 9 to 5. It's just a little work. Work is healthy for you. I'm not lazy. I'm not that I'm not into work. Yes, I do apply for jobs. Yes, I am going to work and whatever. I did work last week and whatnot. But it's just I know too much. I know that the work is not a job that's meant to pay me sufficient for a good life. I know that it's going nowhere. There is no advancement. I know that, they get together in their groups and they start mocking. I know that outside of the dimensions, they're not even human. Okay, that's even further down the line. Somebody that looks at this now is not going to understand. Somebody that looks at it 4 or 5 years later and has dealt with this, they're going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. They're not human, okay? And there really isn't a lot of what you would call human, man, Adam, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's just, all it is, it's a world that is like the garden with Adam and Eve. And you got a bunch of fucking animals running around, and beasts, snakes, bird people, fucking monkey people. You know, they're there. They have forms of humans, sure, but they're not pure DNA. That's not what it is. We got a serious, serious corruption problem, DNA wise, here, with people not acting like humans. A real problem, you know, an infestation of people that are connected like insects with a queen and a hive, that have hypersenses, that like literally like Superman can jump and do kinds of things that are like, you know, out of this world kind of thing, you know. It's like, and they're out hunting you. And who are you? Is the big question. Well, many of you, if there's any left, are like hoping and praying that you're not like the main character in this horror film, this horror story called The World. Unfortunately, if you're a TI, it's just not true. You are the main character of this thing. You don't need to be. You're not a narcissist. It's just that you are in the Truman Show and you are the main character, and everybody is watching and everybody's plotting and doing what they can. The sad thing about all this, right, that some things, you know, it's better kept between you and God. You really shouldn't say what, you know, is going to happen to these people. But there's different things that can happen to these people that get judged. One of them that you're not going to hear a lot is that they fade into black, you know. And if you're a Warhammer fan, you'd call it the immaterium. They fade into shapeless, voidless, black blotches of nothingness, where there is no forgiveness, and they're stuck in a spot, and they're just there forever, and they never get out. It's sad, but you know, and a lot of the times too, the reason why there's so many people that go there and go to hell or whatever, the main reason is because there's a lie that is being betrayed here, that everybody's forgiven, you can go ahead and do what you want, and that is not true. And they say there's this unforgivable sin. What is it? They try to say it's suicide. Now, I'm going to tell you something. And I don't want people committing suicide, even though I have my own suicidal thoughts. I don't think it's suicide. Because I think that these people do so much shit to the people that belong to God that most of them end up committing suicide anyways. I don't think God would make a rule like that and throw one of his children in hell because, you know, they're fighting thousands of, you know, it's a TI fights 1,000 people, you know, you're fighting thousands of people a week, even if you don't know it. You know, in your physical daily day-to-day contact, you may go, oh damn, I went to the mailbox, then I went to work, they gave me problems, then I got off, this asshole cop pulled me over, then I went home, the rent lady, she threw my stuff out in the corner, a dog took a shit on my roof of my car, you know, what the hell is going on? That's just 5 people, but there's an entire, trust me, there's an entire, like, you've got a city to fight every day. So a lot of TIs do end up committing suicide. And I just don't think that that's the unforgivable sin. Now, the people that make these people commit suicide, that is more likely going to be the unforgivable sin. Okay, so if you're a targeting person, if you're going around targeting people, if you're part of the hive, you're not innocent because you're 100 miles away. Got that? You're in Ohio, you're in New York, you're in Florida, you're out in Tennessee, or you're out in wherever, Canada, where the fuck you're at. You're not innocent because you didn't do anything to so and so, to John Doe, Jane Doe, Rigo, whoever the hell you know, whoever's the target. You're not innocent just because you're hundreds of miles away. Your ass is going down too, no problem. Don't even stand in front of the fucking person judging you, and look to the person that you went after and targeted. And when they open up the books, try to plead like you're gonna have some forgiveness. No, you're done. don't even waste your time. You shouldn't even waste your time like, well, I won't do much. I'll do this, and then I'll give a little bit of help here. I'll assist a little bit here, and then maybe when the time comes, I'll just be lukewarm. I'll balance on the line, so I could still collect and be part of the hive and live the world and have my stuff and my place and my rent. Everything's taken care of, and at the same time, hey, I'm not so bad. I gave you a little dust. I mean, here's a pack of cigarettes, and hey, when the day comes in judgment, I'm okay. No, 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 no. I'm not. No TI is the judge. You're not. You're not like. This is not like worldly court. You're gonna have a jury, and the people are gonna say, "Oh, we shouldn't do this." It's like one person is going to say yes or no. They're not gonna go to Rigo and say, "Hey, do you think that this guy should pass? He's had to kind of did some things to you, gang stalking, but hey, he had to survive." It's not even like that. I mean, you gotta look at the people that you stalk, and God's just gonna say, out into that fire now. You're gonna have to go. There's nothing you're gonna be able to. So you're gonna plead and do all the stuff they say in the Bible. You're gonna say, well, we never did anything to you, Lord. He's gonna say, well, you didn't do this when I was hungry. You didn't do this you didn't feed me when I was clothed. You didn't give me a place to stay when I had nothing to wear. He's not, they think it's gonna be like that, and they're gonna be able to plead their way out of it. He's gonna say, no, from what you did, the least to the one of these, you did to me. They're gonna be shocked. That fucking flame's gonna open up and burn their fucking ass, and I'm gonna clap my ass off, and it's gonna be great, and laugh. Because the flip side to all of this is, you do realize, is they want you to go to hell. Okay? They have their Christ who wants to throw you in hell. And the whole thing can become confusing, very confusing, and yes, it is. But the God of this world wants to do everything that God does and play God. And that means he wants to be your judge, and he wants to ultimately say, if you don't worship him, I'm going to throw you in hell. I'm going to behead you or whatever. We don't know how far this is going to get, you guys. It could get far, but in my mind, I have like this, it's like, is there a twist going on here? There's some sort of, look, I don't want to get too far into all that. I just want to say that yeah, the God of this world, he's going to make up some sort of fake judgment thing, and probably take all the people that belong to God and have them, well, we know he's going to have them beheaded, but I just think that it's going to be so much worse of a deception. Like he's going to make us think that he's the real God and that we did something majorly wrong. And listen, every TI already knows. Who doesn't already think that? When you see the massive amount of people when you see what this whole thing really is, who doesn't think you died and went to hell and did something wrong? We all sin, but honestly, when these people become linked together in this hive, I mean, that is just hundreds of people against one person, based off of what? Is it really, is Jason really that bad of a guy, or Mark, or Timothy? Are they Timothy down here working at, Chuck E. Cheese or whatever, or Rigo living in his, I mean, he's just watching the sunset. He sometimes stares at a girl's butt or whatever. But I mean, is he really that bad? Does he really need like 1,000 people fucking with him every single day? You know what I mean? No. So why they do it? They do it because, well, it's because they hate God. That's it. And so, there's no forgiveness. I don't think God would forgive people for something like that. I mean, you attack innocent people because of me and my name, and I'm supposed to allow you to get away with that? And what about all these people that went there? I mean, what would be the justice for something like that? You'd have to have like thousands and thousands. You'd have to have every last one of these fuckers become like your slave for eternity and be serving you to make up for this type of stuff that's going on. God would have to keep his word and be a just God. And he's just doing that, and the worlders and the people are trying to find a legal way to get out of it. And if they can't get out of it, then they're trying to find a way to damn his children with them. They're trying to contradict him. So he has to do this God has to be very careful. He has a lot of things on him, and, a lot of things to do, and a lot of, strategies. Nothing he can't do with ease. It's just that he does have a lot on his plate. He's not just, he's fighting everyone's battle at once against, his number two, which of course is Satan, and all of his people, and then trying to do it legally, and then making it so that we can escape this place. So, obviously, look, if you're gonna yell at God and be mad about anything, I mean, it's okay. Just, he's understanding to the gangs, to the lambs, because it's a shitty life here. Just repent the next day. Don't feel bad about cursing God. Look, I'm telling you, the past fucking 2 weeks, I've been just fucking nuts. I've been just fired up, having people just throw me here, throw me there, laugh at me here, talk shit about me here, off and on, back and on with the streets, and going here and trying to buy this and trying to get that, nothing working out, and just going back and forth, and being quite furious with God. I won't say the things that I say, but I quite a few cuss words and getting upset and stuff. And the next day he goes, look, it's tough, no hard feelings. Yeah, I totally get you. I said, okay, sorry. And that may happen to you a couple days in a row, so don't feel so bad. I'm just talking to other lambs right now, not the bots. Satan, of course, he's gonna listen no matter what. Not just specifically TI people right now. I'm talking to you. Every single day for like a week, I have just hated it and attacked my God for it. Not for, just upset that I was born type of thing, and just pissed off. And then the next day at night, I'm kind of calmed down. I can relax and say, I'm kind of, look, I'm sorry. Wake up in the morning, start the same fucking routine again. It's the same fucking shit. Get mad again, even more mad, because it just didn't die down. Like, you just don't, you don't get it. I need to maybe not even have a win. I do need a break, though. These people are hammering me day and night. And that just goes on for, it goes on for a week or so. And what I'm just, the point is I'm making is look, you can get mad, but just ask for forgiveness. You've got 77 times to do it. I don't think you're going to get mad for 77 days in a row with God. So just, if you get mad, just like, I'm sorry, look, it's whatever happened last night. You get mad the next day and you curse him out, and the next day, I'm sorry again. If it has to take a week, even if it takes 2 weeks, get over it. Don't stay permanently mad. Don't give up permanently. Just go back to it, ask for forgiveness, and start over again. Because that's the cool thing about God, is that you have forgiveness. The rest of the world doesn't have forgiveness. The rest of the world gets to, they're fucked up the ass. So let them get fucked up the ass. Let them have their houses and their cars and all their shit. Don't be envious of it. At the same time, don't be mad when they come for your shit, because they're going to come for every little thing you have. Even if you have a pair of shoes, they'll take it off their feet. Even if they don't need it, they'll throw it in the trash. They just don't want you to have it. You're going to get mad about this stuff. I'm telling you, this is not something I don't know, or God doesn't know. Nobody knows. Everybody knows that this is the total honest reaction, okay? Just that, you got a really cool father that's going to forgive it. It's going to let it go. It's not like these people, you go curse somebody out, you don't talk to them for a year or 2 years. You've got a lot of battles to fight. New TIs, you've got a certain amount of time to get this down. It's going to happen faster. It's going to snowball effect. You've got to vacate your place, get ready to move. You got to let go and cut off all your people, get ready to leave the people you love, get ready for them to start taking away your possessions, get ready to, build your mind up mentally, right? Shield of faith. You got to get ready for them to, because they're going to, you can't lose your temper. They're going to mock you. You got to, finances, you're going to have to learn to live on dollars a day. It's really going to be tough. You're going to have to live on dollars a day. You're going to have to learn how to keep yourself cleaned and groomed as much as you can, and be prepared too that they're going to throw you out in the streets. And prepare yourself for the loneliness. There's going to be days where it's just like, you won't hear anything from people for months. You won't even hear, you're going to have to get yourself a cat or a dog or something. And, but you won't hear from people, and you definitely won't hear from any real people. You'll hear from Satan's minions. You'll hear from bots. They'll leave a message for you. God's angels are there, but they don't interfere. Remember that. The angels don't interfere. They every once in a while will say a few words, They don't interfere. They're like upper class citizens going into the ghetto. They're not there to make friends with you. They're there to observe. They're collecting knowledge. They've got an entire other agenda. Things they're doing. If an angel comes up to you and you believe it's an angel and they'll be friendly with you, it's a fallen angel. It's Satan. There is no real, you know. So the days will be lonely. You'll have, and don't make friends with the enemy. Come on, don't do that. We don't go around making friends with Satan and the fallen angels. Sometimes they deceive you, it happens on accident. It's no problem, okay? But once you recognize that that's who it is, you're gonna have to get up and leave, and you're gonna also have to prepare your mind mentally for what I call is the snake people. But there are other things that people call them, shapeshifters, and whatever they are, bird people. I mean, you'll start to recognize. I mean, the DNA in these people. There's a quickening of their corruption within the past couple of years. Their corruption has just gone. You had people that were like human, and then eventually morphed into these things that are, I don't know what you would call it. It's alien to me, but they're like, if you would say they have a spirit of a serpent or whatever, but I don't care what it is. Physically, they start to change. You're going to notice they physically start to morph into a hybrid looking thing, a hybrid creature, slit eyes, pointy noses, long necks, weird speech, connections with other people, coughing when you come around, sneezing, whistling, setting you up, watching you. I mean, and then also you're gonna have to deal with completely dead people too. I mean, uh, again, this is not even a video for you listening right now. I'm telling you, this is gonna be used later on for someone that hears this years and years down the road, and they're not gonna know what gang stalking is. That's what this is for. Other than that, anybody listening right now that has listened to my channel, you're just listening to me on repeat. I'm just telling you something that you already know. Okay. So, for those people that are just coming in on this, and I'm just giving you the strategy and the lowdown and on what to do. Your perimeter is tracked. Don't think that you're chipped. You're not chipped. Okay. Don't go around trying to cut yourself or look for something, or, they just know, and they're ahead of you in time. All you can really do is pray to God for protection and keep moving. You just have to keep moving. I can't even stress to you how important that is, to just keep going from place to place, because, the enemy, as a child of God, the enemy, Satan, and his minions, his demons, they have to follow you wherever you go. They've got to watch you 24/7. And when you're moving from perimeter to perimeter, I mean, here's how they set it up. John Doe, the gang stalker, that is you, me, is on 3rd Street in North Hollywood. Okay, so he is to be watched and not let out of a 5-mile radius. Yes, you can get in your car and drive 10 miles if you want. I'm just saying, you leave that radius and you're going to have people on you like flies on shit. You're going to have gang stalkers all over the place, and they are going to start trying to set you up. You're going to notice they're going to start blocking you. Even if you go to work far out of town, they're going to start coming up in traffic, blocking you. They're going to give you attitudes. They're going to be nasty to you when you go to cash your check. The police are going to constantly try to give you tickets. People are going to try to run you off the road. People are going to try to take your life. You don't understand how serious this is. They're going to try and get you in car accidents. They're going to try to get you to get in a car accident. If they don't take your life, they want you to take a life, even if it's by accident. They want blood. They're bloodthirsty dog hounds that are coming for you. You just can't be sitting there sleeping in your bed thinking about your friends. There is no friends. Most of the people that you speak on the phone right now is Satan. He's driving around like an asshole with one headlight on, old one eye, and you don't recognize it. I do. And that guy is just whacked out of his mind, man. You couldn't even, fuck forgiveness. Let the fucker go. One thing you gotta also understand is all these bad things that happen to you, it's extremely hard to not be bitter. I know it's almost impossible. But if you don't let go of the bitterness, it's like, Here's how I let go of bitterness, okay? The best way. I can defeat bitterness when I just withdraw and just say, you know what? Not my world, right? Doesn't belong to me. Got nothing to do with it. Don't like these people. Don't even want to be around these people. The people disgust me. I don't want friends. You don't want family. You don't want none of them. You don't even want a particle from this place. You just want to get through it and get out of it. And once you can do that, then you can get rid of the bitterness. You don't need to look at other people and say, look, why couldn't I? You're not going to have any type of normalcy. From here on out, it's just going to be chaotic. From here on out, it's going to be people fucking with you 24 hours a day. Don't believe any bullshit you hear. Just because you see something, you think you got a vision or a writing or you heard something, make sure it's from the Lord. Don't just think that because you saw something in the book, you saw something somewhere that's the Lord talking to you. You know, if it doesn't come to fruition and God says it was supposed to, that's not God. That's a lie. So if one day you wake up and they're like, oh, everything's going to be fine now. I don't want to punish you anymore. I don't want your life to be fucking miserable. I don't want to throw you on the streets and mock you anymore. Your life's going to change and I'll show you that I'm your God. Yeah, just test the waters, okay? I'll see you in the morning. Tell me how it works out. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to make a second part of this video.